Hello, everybody. Great to have you here. Thank you for bearing with me through that fairly long introduction, I must admit. But it's great to have you here, whether you are listening to me on LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or perhaps you're on my podcast, because I'm linking my podcast now to my events that I'm running primarily on LinkedIn. But this means that actually they're going out on over 30 radio stations. They're on iTunes and also on Amazon Music and a load more stuff. So YouTube, obviously, and so on. So I tell you this not to try and impress you, but just to impress upon you, really how you can use digital marketing. Today is all about mastering digital marketing. I've been around long enough, which is actually over 28 years now doing this. I can remember when I wanted to get a message out to 1,000 people, that involved 1,000 letters and 1,000 stamps and 1,000 envelopes, and the afternoon stuffing letters into envelopes and so on and so forth. So, we've come a long way. And one thing I can tell you about the digital world right now, and that is it's changing. And it's changing at a meteoric rate. I have never known a time in my life, in my business life, where change is so intense. Just last week, I learned of two fantastic opportunities on AI. One which actually enables AI to add and improve to my email system. Another one that would actually build me a website, would you believe? Build a website in literally, not the best website in the world, don't get me wrong, I'm sure things will improve, but it built me a website in about quarter of an hour, literally from start to finish, wrote it, designed it, everything. I had a few questions to answer, and then it whirred around for 5 minutes and hey presto, there's my new website. How cool is that? But anyway, thank you for being here. I respect your time. I'll try and keep it to 15 minutes as promised. My pledge as ever is to try and make sure that you get the best return on investment from spending your time with me here. Just before I start, I would just like to tell you that I'm also now running this thing called Results Mastery University. You can find it on my website. You can see this. Where's the site? Oh, it's there. Sorry, I always get confused. It's like the other side to what it should be, because it's there. That's it. I found it. There we go. It's there. stevemills.com. If you go there, click on the button called University, and you can join for free. Give you lots of tips and hints, keep you up to date with all my live sessions and the events that I'm running and so on and so forth. So if you want to join that, great. And if you don't, that's also not a problem. But thank you for being here today. So yeah, I was going to talk to you about results and mastering those results and mastering digital marketing. I'd just like to kick off by saying this, the old ways of marketing no longer work. Actually, I think that's not true. It's not true. If you ask me, what is the best form of marketing on the planet, Steve? I'd say referral, getting business from word of mouth. Despite this digital world we live in and all things wonderful that I love and know of and spend a phenomenal amount of time, money and effort learning from the best in the world, and yet referral's the best system. And the only problem with it is most people don't have a system. They don't have a process of winning business by referral other than doing a good job and hoping that people will recommend. So, when some people think that, we all have to be digital everything. I disagree with that. The other day I got a letter, in an envelope on a piece of paper from this company called Google, trying to sell me pay-per-click advertising. Now if they're sending out letters, then that makes me think, I wonder whether the rest of us should be doing this as well. I get, 100 to 200 emails every day and I get virtually zero letters through the post. Is that an opportunity? I don't know. But I'm not here to talk about the old-fashioned stuff. But I would say don't discard it. Don't say, well, sending out letters, going to exhibitions, doing networking, winning business from referral, and having a system in place. Don't say that that's not a viable thing, because it is. Having said that, we are in the digital age, aren't we? If on the flip side, if you don't embrace it, if you stay in the old world and say, well, I'm just going to go to BNI or, Federation of Small Business, Chambers of Commerce, networking events, and so on and so forth, then my belief is, that might be enough for you. It might be enough. You're doing okay. You're happy with what you've got, and you're probably going to get the same as you've always got. Although I would also say that you might not get as much as you've always got because of the world changing. A lot more networking's now done on LinkedIn, for example, than it might be by going and eating breakfast. But if you're gonna embrace things, then you need to do that. If you're looking to grow your business, there are only really two ways of making more profit, which is the purpose of a business. One is to reduce costs, and the other is to increase sales. And increasing sales is about lead generation and lead conversion. They're the two real keys. I know under that there's like getting more customers, increasing the average transaction value, there's increasing the frequency of repurchase, and so on and so forth. But ultimately, what I do, and I've done for 28 years, is help businesses to generate more leads and convert more of those leads into sales. And also, I'd say to help them to keep customers, because that's really important. If your attrition rate or the loss of customers is too high, you're getting loads of customers coming in the door, but you're not serving them well, then you're just leaking money out the back door. So that's also really important. So, make sure that you're fully aware of what opportunities there are out there in terms of digital marketing, because most people, they're not aware of it all. If I said to you something like remarketing or retargeting, would you know what that even is? What about something like geofencing? Do you know what that is? A lot of people don't. If you're thinking, what's he on about here? You wouldn't be alone. Let's put it that way. And just to give you some perspective, you've probably been a victim of, you might have been a victim of both of them, actually. But remarketing is the process of marketing to people who've been to your website. So I go along to your website, have a little nosy round. I'm interested in what you do, but I'm going to check out a few of your competitors as well. And all of a sudden, I start seeing adverts for you everywhere. Why is that? Because you're using Google's retargeting campaign to advertise to people who are already interested in you. How cool is that? Another one is geofencing. And what will happen with that is that Google will put a geofence around a facility. So let's say, for example, you run a health club, and you want to target people who are into health and fitness and so on. So you say to Google, right, put this digital fence around all my competitors within a 5-mile radius, so that as soon as somebody walks into one of those venues holding a mobile phone in their hand, it picks it up and you start advertising to those people. How incredibly cool is that? And yet hardly anybody knows about that, to be honest. Certainly, 99% of small business owners definitely don't, and coaches, advisors, consultants. It's obviously not appropriate for everyone. Wouldn't really be appropriate for me, for example, as a marketing consultant stroke advisor, because what's the building I'm going to put a circle around, a digital circle? There probably isn't one. But for anybody who's facility based, hotels, restaurants, if you own a restaurant, you could start advertising to everybody who's eating meals in restaurants within your area, because they probably do that more than once. So so that could be useful. I got a note down here. I'm just reading my notes. It says lead, not follow. And what I mean by that is that, if you're going to do this, why not be at the front of the group in your industry? If you're going to really become good at digital marketing, then you don't want to be like trailing behind everybody else. Be a leader in your niche, be a leader in your industry. If you're a coach, if you're an advisor, if you're whatever it is you do for a living, now is the time to start. That's the truth. It's not like oh, well, I'll get round to it, I'll do it in a few months, oh, it's the summer. It's now is the time, because you want to get ahead of your competition. So even like the basic stuff, I see so many businesses not really taking advantage of right now. Stuff like LinkedIn. I hear all the time, I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't do very much. I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't really understand it. I know of this thing called SEO, search engine optimization, but I've never really done any of it, and I've never put any money into it, and I don't do anything to drive traffic to my website. If you're one of these people that are saying that, or actually not saying it, but it's the truth, then it's just costing you money. Good marketing doesn't cost you money. Good marketing creates money for you. Bad marketing costs you money. Well, stop doing the bad marketing. But if you're really determined to grow your business, then it comes down to what, I've already said this: reduce costs, you can save a little bit, I'm sure. Increase sales. How are you going to increase sales? You need to become better at selling and marketing your products and services, aka generating leads and converting those leads into sales. So in other words, what you really need to do is you need to become a better business owner, or you need to find somebody, potentially like me, who can help you to do that. Yeah. Who could do that for you indeed. So, don't follow, lead. Be the first to get there. Be the first in your industry to do remarketing via Google, and so on and so forth. I've also got a saying, and I hear this a lot: I don't like technology. I don't get digital marketing. I'm not a techie. I don't like it. I don't like social media. Every one of those things is irrelevant. The day I retire will be the same day that I close down all my social media. I might just leave my Facebook open because I'm connected to a few friends and people like that, but the rest of it, it's gone. All of it. Why would I do that? I actually don't particularly like it. It's a pain in the neck. But it wins me business. I win 100 grand a year, roughly, on LinkedIn. How cool is that? Why wouldn't I want to carry on doing that? So, saying that you don't like technology, or saying that you're a technophobe or whatever, stop doing it. Stop doing it. Start learning. Either that, or say to yourself, right, I'm not going to learn this, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to utilize it. I'm going to find somebody who can either advise me or help me. But my advice would be to learn it yourself, because you can. I've done it. I've spent the time and effort learning this stuff, and I can teach you. If you do join my Results Mastery, I mentioned it's free, and it is, but there's also an upgrade for 25 quid a month. You can gain access to over 200 videos training you how to do digital marketing. So, and sales, by the way. So, you might want to take a look at that. AI, just wanted to talk to you a little bit about AI before we finish. So AI, blimey heck, 6 months ago, I didn't even know virtually, I mean, I probably did just about know what it was, but now, you know, I'm sure you're using it. I'm sure you know it, but I'm also sure you're not utilizing it as well as you could. You know, how much training have you done in the last, I don't know, let's say couple of months on AI? How much training? If you're like 99% of the business owners that I speak to, the answer's none. You've probably gone on to Chat GPT and you had a little play around with that and you've maybe used it a little bit. But you know, it's so incredibly powerful. You know, there are so many uses for it that we need to do some training in it. We need to really understand it. And perhaps maybe in the next week or two, I might do one of these sessions actually on Chat GPT and give you an overview and some of the ideas that I've learned, having learned from other people. So that's about it for today. We're 17 minutes, so I don't want to keep you any longer, really, other than to say, don't forget, if you want to book a meeting, we've got the banner scrolling there, book a meeting with me. It won't be a sales meeting, it'll be a me helping you meeting, talking about you, your business, what you're doing in terms of marketing, and so on and so forth. And then if you ask me at the end, I'll tell you about how I can help you and how you can give me some money for doing so. But other than that, you know, I hope it's been of value to you. I hope it's been worthwhile. But I would just say it's all about what you do now that's going to make a difference in your business. What you do with what you've learned is the key to your success. So as ever, take action. If you want to join my results, Mastery University, don't forget, go to steve-mills.com and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Thank you very much for listening.